Hi, Germ.
Hi, Spor.
Welcome to BoredHouse.
Wait. Gay little waves.
Gay little waves. How are you today? This
I'm
evening,
good. How
this
are you?
morning. I'm doing
It's
all
a
right.
morning. It's a morning for both of us.
Yeah, don't be specific on what that means. Okay, so anyway.
No, I kind of want to be specific because it's funny.
Well, the game
Do you
says
think that
my Switch says 10:30 p.m. So I'm just gonna I'm gonna go off of that because that seems like an appropriate time to be awake.
Like a normal human hours? I don't think so.
Anyway, welcome to BoredHouse.
Hi, welcome. I hope you guys enjoyed that tangent. Also, Spor, you're stuck in I don't know. You have to like do a. So I like to do the greetings emote to like kick you out of that.
Is it just like and then you go back to default?
Defaults you. It leaves defaults you. Yeah.
I see. That's pretty great. Huh. Wow.
Yeah. You'd think it would just end, but I hate that it doesn't.
What's this one? Oh, is that me giving you, like, is that me like spreading coronavirus? It's like, and then I just breathe it into the air.
Wait, I love this combination. Watch. I do the throwing, what did you call them? Meth crystals?
Yeah,
and
the
then
meth
taking
crystals.
a big whiff.
That's good.
Yes,
That's
take
good.
it in.
I could do.
What is that one?
It's me letting out a big fart and then sniffing it.
Oh, that's sweet. Can I work out of my chair? Oh, look at us go.
Wait, can I work out? Wait, I can work out as well. Give me a second. Wait.
I'll watch you work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the in-between phase. Breathing. Constipation. This is me on the toilet just trying to get a big shit out, you know? So we were talking about the holidays, kind of just like the grouping of like Halloween to Thanksgiving to Christmas and kind of like, I guess New Year's too, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like New Year's is
Part of Christmas,
the
to be honest
least.
with you.
It really is.
I mean,
It's
how
the
do you
least
celebrate
impressive of
Christmas
all
and then
the
like 5 days
holidays.
later you're just like, yeah, but we just did Christmas. I don't want to do New Year's. It's like it all
Yeah,
kind of just
and
like
then
goes together.
Work doesn't take it seriously either, so like everyone's just kind of like, eh.
Well, with New Year's?
Yeah.
New Year's is just like everybody's. Well, I'm not because I run stupid hours, but like, no, like my grandparents are in bed before midnight. Like I swear to God, my aunt and uncle, they're like, it'll be like 11:30, and they're like, I think we're gonna go home.
Yeah.
I'm like, you stayed here until 11:30 for New Year's Eve. Like you
Just
made it.
to leave.
You made it 30 minutes before the countdown, and now you're gonna go home to go to bed. Like,
Yeah, it's. I feel like the older you get, though, the more common that. Because didn't you stay up when you were younger?
yeah, but sometimes I fell asleep. But my grandparents managed to stay up. I'm just saying, my aunt and uncle, they go to. They're weaker than my grandparents, to be honest with you.
Well, I don't know. If you fell asleep when you were a child, how do you know the people who said stayed awake actually stayed awake?
I don't.
Yeah, they could lie to you. Like, they could just be lying to you.
That's true.
Your entire childhood is built on lies told by adults who weren't awake when they said they were.
Did you ever have a teacher who said,
Let's
Wait.
just glide right over that one.
no more homework for the rest of the year, but it was like December 15th that they said that?
Yeah.
And
I
everyone
hate
was
those
like,
teachers.
yeah! Because we all, as kids, had this like idea that the year ends. We always thought a year was a school year. Like, I don't, for me, a school year. So it ended in May, you know? Or, yeah, May,
no, it's
June.
100% true.
And like it starts in September, August, September. Like that's the year. And the summer is not part of the year. It was like there's the school year and then there's summer. Like that was my like idea of time for a long time. Until even when I was in college, that was my idea of time. And it wasn't until like I was like 20 and applying for my first, like going to my first job, my first like real full-time job, and like, oh,
Yeah.
you work through the summer. Oh,
Right.
Oh,
I mean, I still get like that because my niece is like, literally, I'm like, oh, summertime's coming. That means oh fuck, it sounds so stupid, but I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna work. I am gonna work.
You
I'm
are
an
gonna work.
adult.
Yeah, like here's my goal, like in life. Like I wanna have. Hear me out. This is stupid. I wanna have a house with a pool, so that in the summer, I can pretend that I don't have a job, and I can just sit by my pool every day when I get home from work.
It's like summer vacation.
Because here in
every
Florida,
day.
you can get home at like 8 p.m. It'll still be 95,000 fucking degrees outside. Like it is just stupid hot. You came down here in September when you went to Disney,
I did.
and it was fucking ridiculous, right?
It was.
It was hot.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but it was pretty. I don't know. It was pretty shit.
In the summer, like where normally it's hot during the day and it gets cool during the evening, like a normal climate would be like 85 in the day, 74 at night, right? But in Florida, it's like 95 during the day, 90 during the night. Like it just stays there. It doesn't get any cooler. But yeah, that's what I want to do, is pretend that I don't have a job. But I always thought that was so weird that like the school, like your idea of a year, you know what? That's the education system that's so fucking broken in America, to be honest with you.
I don't know if it's education system as much as just like training kids to become part of the workforce. Like that's all it is.
The issue is that they give kids homework on the weekends, and I think that's a sin. Like that should stop, because like I get it, education is important, but having a good work-life balance is more important, I think. And being able to understand the difference between like education and learning and what would be considered work. And also, we've gone on a tangent, but this is okay. We've
gone on a big tangent.
This is this podcast. So, but the thing is, like, education, there's so much focus on homework, because it's like that kinesthetic learning that if you do the things over and over again, that they'll hammer the fucking concepts into your brain until you remember them, right? But what it winds up doing is it makes learning less fun, because unless you're one of those like freaks that enjoyed schoolwork, and if you're a freak that enjoyed schoolwork, I'm sorry if I offended you, but I'm not sorry. But if you're one of those freaks that enjoyed schoolwork, right?
You deserve to be offended.
Yeah, you deserve to be offended. You shouldn't find that enjoyable. You're probably like a serial killer or something.
Yeah, you probably are.
But the thing is, like, learning was fun. I loved chemistry class and seeing all the stuff and understanding like how all the compounds and the concepts and all this, like how the chemical reactions were, like all that stuff was really cool. Having to do the paperwork for that in class wasn't an issue either. Having to go home and figure that out without my teacher there to help me ruined me. I think it might have even had like an impact on the direction I went in as far as a career. But then again, you have people who have no problem with all that, so I guess I'm the weird one.
Yeah, with like math, engineering, science, all that.
Well, just like with the education system, like learning.
Right, but it's because it's like some things are always going to be built better for some people than others. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But like, I think it's a myth when they tell you, oh, you're this type of learner or whatever, like hot take or whatever, but...
What do you mean?
Should we talk?
Elaborate on that more.
It's like, you know how they tell you, oh, you're a visual learner, you're a hands-on learner.
Oh, kinesthetic, and then the other ones I can't remember, yeah.
Yeah, like, I feel like if you do something enough, just the way it's taught to you is, like, anybody can learn it in a certain way.
Well, I think everybody can be a kinesthetic learner. I just think that not everybody can be the other.
What is kinesthetic?
Kinesthetic means you actively have to do the thing to remember how to do the thing. I think everybody can learn kinesthetically, but not everybody can learn the other ways as well. I feel like kinesthetic is pretty basic. Like, to be the kind of person to say, I can only learn it if I read a 400-page essay on it and not also try it out. Like, what's the point of learning something if you don't try it out in the first place, right? Yes, I'd love how to know how to edit videos and then never open up editing software in my life. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think reading about it is just as valuable. Well, like, I'm learning that now, which is really dumb.
But let me ask you a question. If you wanted to learn how to edit in Premiere, would you read about it while you had Premiere open so you could kind of follow along? Or would you just be like reading a fucking tutorial at work, like on your break, and then like, okay, but then even still you would bookmark it for that, so that the next time you have Premiere open, you can refer back to it, right?
Yeah, I guess it's like more of the theory of why something is done a certain way when I want to read, as opposed to how I actually do it.
I find that
You know?
every time I'm reading on how to do something, I know that later I'm going to re-reference this material with the program open and follow along. Because otherwise all you're doing is, like, in my opinion, okay, all you're doing is just memorizing words on a page so that you can remember them later. And not everybody has like photographic memory, okay? But like,
Yeah,
you're
that's
just
true.
remembering the tutorial later, so you don't have to open it up and look at it at the same time as you're in the program. That's all you're really doing. So what's the difference between that and kinesthetic learning? You know what I mean? I would say to not learn kinesthetically, you literally never have to open up the tool or the software or put together the BoredHouse or whatever it is. You just have to know, yes, this is how you assemble an engine in a car. Have you ever assembled an engine in a car? No. Are you going to? No. But you know how to. Yes. And if my mechanic said that to me, I know how to rebuild your engine. And I'd be like, oh, you do that often? And they're like, no, I've never done it before. Like, okay, but I read a book. I might be a little bit alarmed. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Well, okay, but that's stupid because it's like how people are like, oh, I know how to cook and I can make this recipe. And it's like, oh, well, can you do it by memory? And if you can't, I don't think it's a bad thing, because if you have to like read something, obviously if you're a chef, you're gonna know some recipes, but you're still gonna have to read it or learn for other things or reference, like a cookbook, a recipe someone wrote down.
Like history is like, you look at like history class. Like, by the way, history class was cool. I loved history class. There's a lot of cool shit in history.
What was your favorite? I don't know. I know too much about World War II. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
You do. It's actually kind of impressive how much you know. It's actually pretty cool. I think it's one of the cool like quirks about you, that how much you know about World War II is actually kind of cool.
None of it is good.
Yeah, but it's good. It's just neat that you know so much. But what was my favorite subject? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. Well, we should. Okay. First of all, we should probably get back to holidays.
Oh my God, we'll get back. This is
Yeah. No, we're way too far off at this point. It's gotta come back. It's gotta come back to Halloween because that's what we did in school. See? Oh.
I was never invited to any Halloween events. Like, nobody ever invited me to a Halloween party or anything, ever. Actually, that's not true.
Oh.
In high school, I got invited to one time. It was fun.
I didn't do any Halloween. I didn't do parties. I like, my friends would always want me to go, but I hated them.
I don't like
And then
parties,
Halloween-
man. Parties kind of suck.
Halloween things never, like, we didn't have Halloween themed stuff. For some reason, Halloween wasn't a big holiday for us at school growing up. It wasn't until like, I think when I got to college that I thought it was like really something quirky.
So that's interesting, because for me, Halloween was really big growing up. Not so big when I got to college. Like, I remember when I first moved to Orlando, the first Halloween I was here, I bought like a big jumbo family-sized box of gummies, because I was like, oh, Orlando's a big city. I'm sure people are going to trick-or-treat. Not a single knock. I was like,
damn.
And a week later, all of those gummies were gone. Anyway, but the thing is,
I think it also depends how, like, if you live in a house, it's probably a better chance that people are going to come knocking. Like 100%.
Right. Well, when I was younger, like in the town I grew up in, we had this area that was called like downtown. I'm not going to say the city, but I probably have already said the city, huh? I grew up in Southwest Florida, and there's a downtown area that is like the happening spot for Halloween. Like, all the houses are decked out and everybody just goes there. When I was a kid, we would go down there earlier in the evening and just kind of look at everything. And I don't think my mom would never take us down there to trick or treat. We would just go back to our own neighborhood to trick or treat, because there's no kids in our neighborhood, but everyone puts the bowls out. So it's like, it's so easy to just get so much candy and then go home. Whereas like going to this downtown area, it was always like super mega fucking packed. Like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. Which I'm sure my mother with 3 kids by herself, I understand as an adult why she wouldn't go down there.
Yeah.
As a kid, I didn't understand, but as an adult, I do. But
well, yeah, because you don't see the danger in anything when you're a child.
No, I don't see the inconvenience. I just see candy and having fun.
That too. Yeah, that too.
But
I
for
mean,
her,
that's a parent's job.
It's dealing with 3 kids.
That's a parent's job. Whether they want to say yes or no to it, your parent's job is to make you happy.
Right. Okay.
And I mean, my mom would always say that she grew up poor as hell, but it's like, her stepdad and her mom always made sure that even though she had to start working really young, like that they were always happy and taken care of, because that's a parent's responsibility, period.
Yeah, totally. To make sure that you're happy. And I think I don't remember Halloween where I wasn't happy. I was tired. I didn't like walking.
Yeah.
But like,
that's good.
Yeah, I know. My mom did a really good job raising us. And she did a really good job making sure that even though we had kind of a difficult childhood for other reasons, that we still had good, fun experienents as kids.
It's nice. That's really nice.
Putting up tents in the living room so that we could feel like we were able to know what camping was like.
Camping,
yeah, like that kind of stuff.
I think
is always gonna stick with me.
Universal child experiences, like, oh, let me make a fort so that I know what it's like to camp.
Hell yeah, forts in the living room. That's a whole podcast on its own. Dude, we used to make the sickest forts. One time, my brother, we had like these little connects things. They were like straws and like little plastic pieces they would slide into.
Yeah.
And my brother built a whole rocket, like a rocket that we could sit inside of.
Wait, seriously?
Seriously. I mean, like, obviously, it's not as impressive as you think. It was just a bunch of squares put together and then a pointy bit at the front. But it was a rocket. It was a goddamn rocket. As far as I was concerned, it was functional. Okay? That bitch would work. All right? And that shit blew my mind. That rocket was man, that made me look up to my brother so much when he built that rocket. I was very young. Very, very young. But, like, I was like, whoa, he built a rocket. That moment was like... that I don't know.
It's a childhood awe thing.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, dude, this is like insane.
Yeah, I was like, we could do anything. He just built a rocket. But back to holidays. So we're talking about Halloween. So
yeah. We just had Halloween. Like, we're recording this, I think. What has it been, 2 weeks now?
2 weeks? Dude, it's been it's the 23rd of November.
It's the 23rd.
It's the 24th of November. It's been about a month.
We're going into Thanksgiving, which we're pretty excited about.
Very excited about.
I think Spor is pretty excited about it.
I'm doing a live stream. Not that that's going to matter to this podcast. But I'm sure there will be a VOD somewhere unless I face reveal by accident.
Yeah.
In which there will be a VOD nowhere.
Are you going to edit it at all?
So I'm contemplating if I should record it at the same time as I'm streaming it in case I face reveal. Because if I face reveal, I'm going to wipe that VOD faster than fucking speed of, I mean, like, it's just so fucking, I wipe that VOD so fast, like a freaking
and then you'll
ninja.
Have it still if you're recording, yeah.
But I still have the recording. But I think I'm just gonna be smart this time and kind of just like let it be what it is. And if a part of my face gets caught on a reflection of a shiny chrome piece on my hand mixer and everyone's like, oh, and freaks out and like spasms out in the chat, then it's just kind of be like what it is. You know what I mean? It can't possibly be enough to be like, oh, we can identify this motherfucker if we see him on the street and club his legs. I mean, like,
if you guys want to know what Spor looks like, just take a picture of his avatar in Animal Crossing.
This is exactly what I look like, except I don't own any. I own one plaid shirt, I think. But yeah, my Thanksgiving stream is gonna be fun. I'm literally looking forward to. It's weird. This Thanksgiving's weird because I don't get to spend it with my family, so I get to spend it with like my second family, which is like my community. You know what I mean? Like live streaming, cooking all the food, because usually on Thanksgiving you like the family all gets together, but some of the stuff is still being cooked. And usually that's this sounds really mean, but like it's usually just my mom doing all the work and then no one helps. It sounds terrible. I try, but then she's like, get out of the kitchen, get out of my way. No, get out of my way. I'm like, Mom, can I help? She's like, no, get out of my way, get out of my way, get the hell out of my way. I'm like, okay.
That used to be me. I used to cook. Like, I think I was the one that started cooking in my house when I was like a freshman, I think, in high school for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
To do actual like, so no offense to the Latino community, but my mom and none of my aunts knew how to cook a goddamn turkey. Like, Mexican people don't know what to do with that much bird. Like, That's just a fact. The only reason I learned was because I would watch the Food Network a lot.
Yeah.
And like you learn, oh, this is how you're supposed to do it. You should brine it. And like the first time I ever brined it, my dad never let my mom cook the turkey ever again.
Oh my God, that's
he
so
was
funny.
Like, no, this is a waste of bird if you get your hands on it. Like,
oh no.
He was like, yeah, I was in charge of it after. And it's like, I guess that's when like we started doing more traditional food like that. You do on Thanksgiving,
American
like mashed
Thanksgiving,
potatoes, macaroni.
yeah.
Exactly.
Well, Thanksgiving is one of those.
exactly.
It's like it's an American holiday. It is literally the USA. Like that is Thanksgiving, and I think some of Canada might also celebrate it a little bit.
Yeah, they do it, but I think they do it in October, right?
They might have like a Canadian Thanksgiving. Canadians, correct me in the comments below. But like,
I don't think it's the same thing, but it doesn't matter. Who cares about Canada?
yeah, fuck Canada. So anyway, so my mom would make all the food, and then my aunt, my one aunt always makes the stuffing, and she usually makes like 2 different types, and then she brings them down so she's up in like the Tampa area, and then she comes down to where we are. And then my other aunt and uncle actually live in the same neighborhood as we do. And I don't live there. But my aunt always does deviled eggs. So last Thanksgiving, the garage door barges open and there's like an argument going on between her and my uncle because apparently he did something like slam on the brakes and the container of deviled eggs flipped off her lap, hit the floor, and all the eggs flipped upside down, the deviled filling side down, and like the whole container looked like a fucking Jackson Pollock painting.
Jesus.
Yeah, I felt so bad. I actually like I literally said, just give me the stuff, and I literally like I remade all of her eggs for her. I like scooped up all the stuff, put it in one corner, and I scooped it carefully into each egg.
Nice.
Yeah, tried to make her feel better about it.
You salvaged it. Yeah, you saved it.
Yeah, well, she was freaking out like irrationally. I'm like, look, this is salvageable. This is salvageable. We'll be fine. Get the paprika. Get the goddamn paprika. We're gonna dust this bitch.
Like when you were done with it.
We'll dust this bitch. They'll never know. What?
You'll never know.
Did I have one?
Never gonna know. Was she happy with the end product?
Yeah, she was fine. It made her feel better, but still frustrating. You spend like the whole fucking morning, like fucking 3 hours making deviled eggs, and then.
I mean, not gonna lie, deviled eggs are easy.
They are easy, but I'm not gonna throw my aunt under the bus. Anyway, so
I'll throw your aunt under the bus. I'll throw her under the bus several times. Come on, girl. It was a deviled eggs. Get your shit together.
So my family is always like, I love our Thanksgiving, but we have this stupid tradition. You know what? I kind of like it. There's like the adult table and the kids table. I am 24 fucking years old, okay? And we still have a kids table, and I still have to sit at it.
Yep.
But the thing is that all of my cousins and my siblings are adults now. So it's just a second adult table. It's just where like
you guys are kids to everyone else still.
Exactly. We are the kids, but we are adults. But it's just funny to me that like the dining room's not big enough to fit everybody. But it's fun because it's like Thanksgiving has always been me hanging out with my cousins, and I don't get to see them very often. So the weirdness about this Thanksgiving is that there's no family. You know what I mean?
It's for a lot of people.
And somehow,
I mean, unless you're one of those idiots that's like protesting.
I don't know, man. It's like, I think if you want to do a small home family Thanksgiving, like with your immediate family, you know what I mean? The people you are already regularly seeing on a regular basis, aka your significant other, your fucking kids, whatever, right?
Right.
Go and do that. Don't have fucking Uncle Jim from Indiana and fucking Aunt Betsy from Kentucky and like every other fucking person out of state come on down, you know?
Yep.
Like, I mean, I would even say like, if you met up with family, but they were quarantining as well as you were, like, for example, I haven't left my apartment for jack shit in like 9 months. I don't leave for anything. I have everything delivered and there's no reason to go out. I work from home. Why would I go out? Why would I put on a mask and go out to a store and put myself at risk like that? Plus, I've got some pre-existing medical conditions that, make that a bad idea. But like, there's no need for me to go out there and be irrationally exposed to something that could do significant damage to me specifically. Not just like some people, they have the mentality where they're like, if I get it, I get it. I'll get over it. You know what I mean? I'm tough.
Yeah.
But
and that's true. Like it's true for some people
it's
that's
super
exactly
true. Like they'll get it and be done with it in like a week and a half, 2 weeks. And that's good for you. You know, I'm happy for you. But like, I've got asthma, so I'm not really interested. But like, I hang out with
not your reality.
I hang out with people who are also doing the exact same thing. They don't leave their house for shit. They order everything. They don't go anywhere. They don't touch anything. They don't see anyone. You know what I mean? So it's like two people doing the exact same thing. I don't see a problem with them meeting up on the weekends and stuff, you know, for like dinner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're still
or
like
Thanksgiving
kissing,
in this case. So
big smoochies.
So
you kiss your neighbor, you kiss your mom, you kiss your sister.
French my neighbor so hard.
Yeah, like that's fine, guys. As long as you and your neighbor are quarantining, go ahead, go crazy. As a matter of fact, like just fuck your neighbors if they're all quarantining. Yeah, like that's who you should be fucking if you're quarantining. Okay. I don't know why everyone's like, oh, I'm horny. No, you shouldn't be. You have neighbors.
Yeah, that restraining order is not going to do shit, you know? Like, I'm still going to French him.
A piece of paper is going to stop. It's like, no.
Not going to stop me.
We're anti-corona, so.
I mean, that's like the third restraining order this year. I mean, I'm not going to stop trying to French my neighbors. I mean.
Absolutely not.
Anyway.
Saliva can't kill you, I think. Right?
What?
Well, maybe now it can.
What can?
Anyways, back to Thanksgiving.
Right, Thanksgiving. So my family, like, we used to do traditional Thanksgiving. And then in our neighborhood, you know how some neighborhoods have like a clubhouse?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so our neighborhood's one of those neighborhoods. So that the clubhouse has like a Thanksgiving thing, and my mom and her sisters, my aunts, decided that would be a better Thanksgiving because they wouldn't have to cook anything. They wouldn't have to clean anything. Yeah. And it's a buffet of all you can eat. And
mistake,
and I won't lie,
mistake.
It's good. But I never enjoyed Thanksgiving at the clubhouse. I never enjoyed it. Partially because all the kids just wanted to go back over to the house and fuck around and watch TV and play games and stuff. Yeah. And which is what Thanksgiving's about, just hanging out and watching TV and, you know, just chilling. And at the clubhouse, it's like everybody's sitting and it's like really nice. It's like super posh. Like I'm sure my mom spent a stupid amount of money, but she didn't go in alone. Like they all pooled it together so that they could afford the nice Thanksgiving where they didn't have to clean or do anything.
Yeah.
And it was good. Like the food is amazing. But then after like an hour and a half of eating, they'd just be sitting there drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and be like, all right, we want to go. We want to go home. And I just remember.
How old were you when you guys started doing
that? Like middle school. Into high school.
What the fuck?
Yeah, into high school. And it wasn't until I was in college that Thanksgiving kind of changed.
Huh. I feel like the older you get, the more you're able to help.
Get out of here, Dalton. I'm recording a show.
God damn it, Dalton.
You stupid bitch. You're gonna ruin everything. Oh, he thinks I'm genuinely angry. I'm sorry. Come here, bud. I gotta fix this. I gotta fix this. I'm sorry. Hold on. Pause the podcast. It's not a good idea to be at odds with your roommate. You can cut everything before that totally out. I think he was genuinely upset with me. He literally was like, the facial expression was like, what did I do? Because he usually comes over to me and says hi when I'm sitting at the desk. Like all the time. So anyway. Where were we? We're talking, the clubhouse. Yeah, so those Thanksgivings were always, the food was good. The atmosphere was fun, but at the end of the day, it didn't feel like Thanksgiving because the idea of Thanksgiving that I had grown up knowing was like home-cooked turkey with all the sides and fixings and hanging out with all my cousins and sitting at the kids' table and all that stuff. So, but as an adult, like I totally get the clubhouse thing and I would totally do that. You know what I mean? Like I get it.
I suppose. I don't, if I'm being honest, like I don't like when having family over. Like I like having my immediate family, like you said, my brothers, my sister, her husband, their kids, like his mom and dad if they want to come over. Like those are to me the best, I guess. But we had our aunt over one year and our uncles, but they always bring the kids and like that's obnoxious because you're dealing with kids.
Yeah,
I
right.
hate children.
You hate
I
children?
don't hate children.
What about your
I
niece?
don't
You
hate
love your
children.
niece.
I love my niece.
Yeah,
but
she's adorable.
in party settings, like I remember being that obnoxious, and I hope my mom can forgive me, because like when you see it, it's like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible behavior.
It's
really
like,
is. But that's how
me on Christmas with too many beers.
Christmas is like more. How would I describe Christmas? I don't know.
There's
Christmas
a different
wasn't
feel.
a big deal for us when we were kids because we were poor. Me and my sister never got presents.
Oh no.
But like like obviously Christmas is supposed to be like this big, spiritual thing, right?
Right.
But it doesn't really have that when your parents don't do the religious thing. So like it doesn't. I don't know. Cartoons were the best thing for me during Christmas.
I've never understood how non-religious people celebrate Christmas. It's like, you do realize you're celebrating Jesus' birthday, right? Like that's what Christmas is. There's this like commercialized Christmas where it's like Santa doesn't have anything to do with religion, and then it's like, well, actually he's Saint Nicholas. It's based off of a saint that used to bring goods to the kids, the poor kids. They used to put their shoes outside the front door, and then he would leave little gold coins in their shoes.
Aren't most of those things like from paganism?
No.
Yeah, 100% Santa Claus is from paganism. I'm Googling it.
No,
right
Halloween
now.
is paganistic. Halloween is a paganistic holiday. You really Googling it right now?
I am.
Christmas
modern
is
Santa Claus is a direct descendant of England Father's Christmas, who was not originally a gift giver. However, Father Christmas and his other European variants are modern incarnations of old pagan ideas about spirits who traveled the sky in midwinter.
What the hell is Saint Nicholas?
Like, he's just like the commercialized.
Bullshit. Now I'm pulling up Google.
I remember,
no way.
I remember reading this whole thing about it. And listen, I'm one of those people. I don't mind the religious aspect of Christmas, but I 100% will admit that me personally, I love the commercial part of it. Like giving people presents and making them happy.
Okay, hold on. Saint Nicholas of Myra, also known as Nicholas of Bari, was an early Christian bishop of Greek descent from the maritime city of Myra in Asia Minor. That's a lot of words. This is a lot of words. This dude's old as hell. Because of many miracle, wonder worker, is patron saint of Sarah's merchants, artists. His reputation evolved among the faithful, as was common for early Christian saints, and his legendary habit of secret gift giving gave rise to the traditional model of Santa Claus, Saint Nick, through Sinterklaas. It is based off Saint Nicholas.
Yeah, but it's all paganism. Like the original holidays, that's what they are.
Yeah, but Santa Claus, the idea of Santa Claus, the idea of this guy who gives gifts is based off of Saint Nick. A saint. You get it?
Yeah, because it says notably Saint Nicholas merged with Father Christmas. But in English and later in the British colonies, United States, British and Dutch versions, Washington, this is weird.
Have we gone down a rabbit hole? Are we learning too much?
I don't know. Christmas is one of those weird, like, the people who hate it are always going to be like, well, it's not. Okay, here's the thing. Am I allowed to say that you're Christian,
I'm Catholic? Yeah, I'm Catholic.
Okay, yeah, Spor's Catholic. And I've heard a lot of people say that Christmas is not the celebration of Christ's birth.
So Christmas is, it is the celebration of Jesus's birth. It's his birthday. And actually, to be really specific, and I guess we're talking about not to impart my religious beliefs upon everybody and like jam it down your fucking throats, but so I don't take my Christmas decorations down until at least January 6th because that's Little Christmas. So Christmas in the Catholic Church is 4 weeks of Advent and then Christmas, and then it continues to Little Christmas which is the celebration of when the three kings finally made it to Jesus. But by the way, when the three kings made it to Jesus,
you go full out, like you go full into it.
Yeah. I love Christmas. I love the history behind it. I love the religious part of it. It makes me really happy. So The three kings finally met Jesus. He was actually like, from my understanding, he was already walking around. Like it took him that long to get to Jesus. It took them literally years to get to Jesus.
To get to him, yeah.
I might be wrong. Maybe he was like, it was not his birthday. Like they always show this thing like the three kings are there and Mary just gave birth to Jesus. No. The three kings were wandering somewhere in a fucking gigantic, gigantic sandbox.
You're telling me these guys were kind of just like taking their time getting to this dude?
I'm telling you, they literally had to cross a ginormous desert on camels alone. Yes.
By the time they got to Jesus, he was already like mid-puberty, and they're like, "Wow, I got to this drum kid."
He was already on the cross. They're like, "Shit, we're late." No, but yeah, it's the celebration of his birth. The thing is, commercialized Christmas is kind of like tried to genericize it to be a holiday that you can celebrate non-religiously, which is weird. Which is weird to me. It's weird that you would want to celebrate this holiday with this tree that has lights on it, and you don't want to put any religious anything behind it, because there's everything, all of the symbols, the tree, the lights, like all of the fucking candy canes, like it's all has religious symbolism. All of it. All of it. It all ties back to something religious. All of it. All of it. So it's like, well, yeah, I like decorating for Christmas, but I hate Catholics and Christians. It's like, what? What are you celebrating Christmas for? I don't understand. That baffles me a bit. But on the other side of it, I mean, at the same time, I don't really care, because I like seeing more people decorate for Christmas. It makes me happy. Like, I don't want to know that they hate Christians at the same time that they love decorating for Christmas. Like, as long as they're bringing the Christmas vibes, like, let it be. But it's just so weird.
I don't know. I like I said, I prefer the commercial aspect of it, because like, it's not that I'm not religious, and it's not that I don't respect people who do celebrate it religiously, but I don't like, did you go to Catholic school at all?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we went too, and everything I learned properly, like stories and stuff from the Bible, is because I read it, not because someone there taught it to me.
Really?
And yeah, because basically what Catholic school is, and I don't know if it's true for everyone, but we had volunteers that would go into the school and teach you.
Yeah, no, we didn't have volunteers. We had full-time teachers.
Yeah, no, see? So instead of them actually teaching you from a curriculum or the Bible itself, they would just tell you what they thought.
We had to read the Bible and stuff. I don't think we ever read the full Bible, but we definitely had to read little bits of it here and there and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, see, like I said, we didn't have to do that. And I don't know, it wasn't never really... Like, I do like the Bible and some of the stuff that's in there, because it's like really interesting. And religion as a whole to me is like super interesting.
Are you clicking?
But yeah, I am. It's fine.
Everybody can hear you.
It's fine. Don't worry. I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, the commercial part of Christmas to me is just fine, because I understand that there's supposed to be symbolism there. But when I look at a Christmas tree, I'm just like, ooh, shiny tree, big candy cane.
And that's fine too, because I kind of feel like that's the magic of Christmas. And whether you feel it, like, not to like make myself seem like a freak or anything, okay? But like, the thing is that I think Jesus's birthday is supposed to be special. And I think that the things surrounding Christmas, the symbolism around Christmas, is supposed to be magical. And whether you believe in it or not, like, that's the spirit of Christmas. When you look at the tree and you go, ooh, shiny, and you're like, wow, that's really pretty, and that kind of fills you with that joy, that's what it's supposed to do. That is what Christmas is supposed to do. You know what I mean? Like, that, seeing the getting a candy cane thrown at you off of a parade float, and you open it up and you just, peppermint, you know what I mean? Like, little things that, like, I just remember from my childhood that, like, fill me with the Christmas spirit.
Right. But see, I think that's more of like family things rather than...
Not even family things. Just like I alone as an adult, I have okay, like, I have had those moments.
Here it says it's believed that Jesus was not born on December 25th. But it's the day that Christmas is globally celebrated, because it's the same days of pagan holidays that celebrate the winter solstice. Like, I hear that all the time, that it's not the birth of Jesus, that they're celebrating. Like I hear that all the time, constantly, and I've just never looked into it. And even now, like there's no, what do you call it? Like concrete sources. This is just like, this is Newsweek that I'm reading this off of.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I'm telling you. Like, I don't know.
Yes, he wasn't born on December 25th. That's the liturgical calendar that is based off of, which is different. So the liturgical calendar is just the placement of historical events along the traditional calendar so that they can fit in there. Doesn't mean that he was born in December, specifically on the 25th. It's just like the three kings didn't get there 6 days later. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know, that seems like people trying to like, aha, we got you. And then it's like, well, actually we have the liturgical calendar. It's like a circular thing. Look at it. It's got a little diagram. And then they point to it and they're like, see here, this is Christmas, but it's not really there. So I don't know.
I see.
Yeah, it's just like people trying to poke holes and stuff. It's like, there's no holes to poke. We already know. Like, yeah, okay, Jesus wasn't. Well, what do you want? You want us to like, Merry Christmas? And it's like freaking August. Ho, ho. They're like, shut up, it's August. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess you could say that that's part of the commercial part of it.
What? The 25th?
Yeah.
No, that's based off the liturgical calendar is the religious calendar.
This is because of the pagan solstice, winter, whatever the fuck.
Is it though? Come on.
I'm telling you, all these holidays are pagan holidays. Everything is from paganism.
Goddamn
like
pagans.
Yeah.
Can we take a minute to shame all pagans?
Everything. I don't even know what pagans do.
They worship like sticks and shit. Like, I don't know, man. Pagans are weird.
I would get into that. Like,
this is a nice stick. I'm gonna worship it as my god.
It's true. An appreciation of nature never hurt anybody.
They nailed Jesus to a stick.
To 2 sticks. It was several 2 sticks.
True. 2 sticks in the shape of a
cross. And that's the spirit of Christmas, you guys.
Jesus suffering on a cross. That's Easter.
Oh fuck.
Get it all mixed up.
See,
he was born in December and then died 3 months later. 4 months later.
Of course.
In April. Yeah.
December, January.
He's
February,
like Benjamin Button. He's like reverse Benjamin Button. He gets really old really fast. In 4 months, he lived his whole life.
Yeah, in 4 months he just aged. Each day was actually
That's
just
where
1 year.
I'm like the people who are like, he wasn't really born on 20. I'm like, yeah, and he didn't die 4 months later. You dipshit.
I see now. It's like, I guess you don't really think about dates that way when you're like talking about Jesus and stuff.
No, it's like, yeah, it's the liturgical calendar celebrates specific moments in history, but it is not linear in that way. And the readings throughout the year, they do jump around a bit. I think to the most part, they kind of keep it linear. Like they'll try to be like, sometimes they're a little linear. I think at certain times of the year, like Lent and stuff, that it's definitely linear. But like other times of the year though, they'll be jumping all around. It's like fish in the basket story, then Jesus when he was a kid at the temple story, and it's like they're jumping all around. Jump all around. It's liturgical calendar. Weird. It's weird. Catholic schools, we learned a lot of interesting things about the church. Things that if I hadn't gone to Catholic school, I probably would not have learned. So.
Like what? Quickly.
Like liturgical calendar.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. That makes sense. Like actual useful, logical, informational stuff.
Yeah, like the interesting historical side of Catholicism that is so frequently overshadowed by things that happen in the church that are very inappropriate and bad.
Well, I mean, you know, when you do something gross,
I ain't
that's
justifying it. I'm just saying I don't approve of it, and I just wish it wouldn't happen.
Yeah, well, what is it? The Pope lets it happen, and he's fine with it, so it's okay.
There's a lot of crooked stuff that happens in the Catholic Church, unfortunately.
I've never been a fan of like obviously if you know history even a little bit, you know how entwined the church has always been with like royalty, and I've always hated that part of religion where like the Pope was always in a position of power because he was like, oh, the divine right to rule.
Definitely think there have been periods, significant periods in time where the church has been on on rocky grounds. And I mean by that is
Yeah, but see, that's not the that to me isn't like the fault of religion.
no, that's the fault of
people
humans
using religion like to interpret it for their own
right.
like,
What I would call that
gain.
is sin.
Yeah,
It's sin. It's
basically.
temptation. Yeah, it's the same. It's the same thing as priests doing things with people and children that shouldn't happen.
Yeah,
It's sin.
you
It's
take
bad.
advantage of the position. Yeah,
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
but like, I don't know.
But it's weird. It's
I
because
guess
people see that and they're like, "That's the whole church," and that's not the case. You know, there's been plenty of times where I've had been in struggle and I've needed someone to talk to. I've needed counseling. You know, and you know, a priest has been my counselor, and it's helped me. So it's like
that's really good.
yeah, there are good people and there are bad people in every faith too. I promise.
Yeah.
Go to the Muslim faith, go to the Jewish faith, go to the Buddhist. There's a kid diddler in every church. I promise. Okay, they're out there. It's not just a Catholic thing. There's people out there, you know, trying to do evil things everywhere, man. It just so happens to happen in Catholic churches a lot.
It just so happens that Catholics are really good at it, apparently.
Unfortunate.
Take that, Judaism.
Were we talking about holidays?
We were talking about Christmas, yeah.
What did I talk about? I said I talked about the clubhouse, and that was weird.
I have a question for you because I think you told me last year that you went to look at Christmas lights.
I
find
love
that
looking at Christmas lights.
absolutely fascinating. It's like a Caucasian thing.
But they look so beautiful. People work so hard to decorate their houses so that for other people to enjoy. And so I like to drive around on Christmas Eve and look at all of the wonderful decorations that people have put out.
I'm 100% sure I'm missing out because I have never done
You
that,
are
and I would
missing out.
love
It's
to do
fucking
it.
amazing.
It's just
Maybe
nobody
this year
decorates around
I'll call you
Stream
and
it?
live stream it to you on Discord.
I would love that because I'm telling you, nobody like my friend. Okay, I'm gonna send this to her. But if Gio, if you're watching this, I know that you do that too. Like she'll go out and like find fancy houses, but she also decorates her house like crazy every year.
You put on music,
But
nice Christmas music. You roll down the windows, and you
oh
drive
god,
nice and casually through wonderfully decorated neighborhoods with the music
Okay.
on. You don't blast the music,
see, I
nice
think-
and nice and subtle in the background, and you drive around, you look at all the fantastic lights. If you grew up
That's
in a
the
neighborhood
difference.
of people who half-ass the decorations, then you'll never know what you're missing out on.
Yeah.
Until you go to
Yeah.
that neighborhood where everyone's trying to one up each other and everyone makes six figures so they can spend $40,000 on lights every year.
on lights.
Yeah, but like even like it does not even like there are like some neighborhoods where it's not even like wealthy people. It's just like people who really love Christmas, and it's
decorating.
like yeah, but not just decorating. They just love Christmas. Like
No, it's decorating.
why are you ruining this for me, huh?
It is. It's decorating. Sorry, Spor. It's over.
They love Christmas. Fuck you.
Anyways, decorating houses is a female sport. Changed my mind.
Well, then I'm not gonna talk about how much I enjoyed doing that as a kid.
Just kidding.
I really enjoyed decorating the house for Christmas. Sometimes I would sneak into the garage and, as a kid, pull down these 50-pound fucking boxes of Christmas lights. I'm surprised I didn't fall off the ladder,
Squashed.
break a
yeah,
fucking arm.
and die.
And my mom would
D-word.
come home. Like I would get home and then she would have to like take somebody to like swim practice or something. And by the time she would get back, the entire front of the house would be covered in lights. Like I would do it. I would do all the bushes, the fucking curbs, like everything. I would do it all. And she'd come home and it'd be lights. And I did it for my grandparents. I usually do it for my grandparents the weekend. I'll do it the Saturday after Thanksgiving is when I'll usually decorate my grandparents' house. Because my grandparents live down the road from my mom. So
Yeah.
So even though I don't have a house now, because I'm in an apartment, traditionally I would go home back to my hometown every Thanksgiving, and then I would get to decorate the outside of my grandparents' house. It's like I still get to decorate. And then the fun thing is, last year I decorated their house, and the neighbors apparently told my grandfather was getting the mail or something, and they yelled across, "We love your lights."
Nice.
And then he told me that, and I was like, yes.
You know those old people were fuming.
They're like, What?
That
They
their
were like, "Don't light-"
grandchildren don't love them enough to come decorate for them.
Oh, there's a guy in my neighborhood.
yeah.
There's a guy in my neighborhood he's like a freak. Okay. Not in
He's what?
my neighborhood growing up. He's like a freak. Okay. Like he has the front of his house
Yeah.
looks like, I don't even know how to describe it. I mean, it is like the lighting section at Home Depot. I mean, it is like, it is unbelievable. The dude is just like, he just keeps putting more on more. It's like so much. He's won the lighting contest in my neighborhood growing up, like many years in a row. Like nobody can top this guy. He just loves it so much. This goes nuts.
Certified top, you guys. You heard it here.
I didn't say that.
I said that.
Anyway.
I said that. Well, okay, yeah. The lights are
driving around for the
sport
lights.
to you, and I think
and then I come home
fun.
after driving around. Preferably, I don't know. It's kind of tough in Florida because it could be like 90 degrees on Christmas. But
yeah, I was about to say that's probably the biggest difference.
It's so hard to get in the spirit of the holidays when it's fucking hot out. I hate it.
No. See, here it's like what? Like negative
20.
fucking 13 degrees.
Yeah.
By the time it's Christmas, and you're just like, let me go out, let me look for lights. No, you don't want to do that. You want to stay home, maybe have a snowball fight, and then come inside. By the way, I live in Illinois, like really close to Chicago. So, I mean, if you're from Chicago, it's probably terrible over there because of the lakes. But we live pretty close, and oh my God, every year I hate snow. I hate snow so much.
That's weird because we didn't, that's the like northern Christmas experience that I never had. Never had.
Yeah.
But if you're lucky,
you can come up here one year. You swear you can come up here one year.
I don't know if I want to get stuck in the snow.
I plan on moving. That year a bunch of Floridian and people from Georgia that had like 2 inches and a bunch of them died.
Yeah. Like there was a little bit of ice on the road.
It's just fucking death. It was.
Do I turn to the left or turn to the right? Dies hitting a tree. Anyway,
it's like a genocide by Mother Nature of just the lowest IQ possible.
There was a little bit of snow in Texas, and they changed the sign over the highway to say, "It's snowing, everybody panic." That's what it said. Like whoever was like the person in charge of that sign is a fucking comedic genius, and also probably also unemployed now. So.
Holy crap. Yeah, there was like a year we had like 6 feet of snow, and I was like, I think a sophomore in high school. And we had to shovel out. And I think our parents were in Mexico at the time. And when my dad got back, he was really upset with us because our driveway was like, it dipped down into like it went down, right? It was like downhill.
Yeah.
So all the snow had basically collected on the right side, like, and it reached the top. And it was like 12 feet of wall on either side.
Oh my
God. He was pissed because he was like, why didn't you guys clean this? We're like, we couldn't. Like, there was so much snow on top of that. Like, on top of that 12-foot wall, there was another like 7 feet of snow. We could not shovel it up. There was no way. We were like kids. And finally, we showed him the pictures. And he was like, yeah. We showed him the pictures, though, of what it was like. And he was like, oh. Okay, I see. Like, I understand now why you guys couldn't do anything about this situation.
The way he could say nothing.
It took like, I think 2 weeks for that pile to like melt down where we could finally park cars by it. It was horrible.
Yeah, here, like I've had hot Christmases, rainy Christmases, like, but the thing is, if you're really lucky, Christmas Eve, it'll be like 50 degrees out. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that's cold. In case anyone's wondering, that's cold in Florida. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, really cold here is like 27. That's like the coldest I think it's ever been in my life in Florida is like 27. It's really fucking cold for Florida. But if you're lucky, it's like 48, 50 degrees, and you roll the windows down. You go out for your nice drive, see all the Christmas lights. Your Christmas is on Christmas Eve, and then you come home, make hot chocolate. That's my favorite, man.
Yeah.
I smile and say, I love hot chocolate.
Florida.
I love hot chocolate. I love hot chocolate. And I make the hot chocolate. And my favorite thing to do around Christmas is put a candy cane in the hot chocolate. You get that
delicious
peppermint mocha thing going on. Put a little rum in there too. And then you're just an alcoholic at that point, but that's okay. Christmas justifies that. So
it's true. Christ said it's okay.
Yeah. And he turned water into wine. So, I mean, he really gets it, you know?
Yeah, he was into it.
He was into it. He's like, hold on, let me take this non-alcoholic beverage. It's alcoholic now. And they were like, woo! And everybody started fucking
party time.
lifting people up in chairs and shit again, you know?
It was like a Jewish celebration, but
It was a bar mitzvah.
Jesus.
They just started cutting off the
Jewish.
foreskins again. What?
He was Jewish, right?
Yeah,
he was Jewish.
Jesus is Jew, yeah.
What the fuck? And they killed him?
Yeah.
God damn, that's the Jew on Jew violence I'm always reading about.
Mm-hmm. You read that in the Hebrew. You read that in the Hebrew Times, am I right?
The Hebrew Times, yeah.
I was gonna say in the Hebrew National, but then I remember that's just the hot dog brand.
I also was gonna say Hebrew National because of the hot dogs.
I think we're just tainted humans.
It's true. Just like those hot dogs.
Christmas is fun in my house because for Thanksgiving we do the traditional dinner. For Christmas we do something similar, but it's more like a lot of different dishes, like pickings.
What do you mean, like?
For Christmas, I think if I remember correctly, Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve is always seafood. Like it's always like.
So you guys like order food?
No.
You make food?
We make shrimp scampi and tilapia and a salad to go with it and all sorts of stuff. And I think that's like a Italian Catholic thing, is eating fish on Christmas Eve. And then Christmas Day is a lot of pickings, sausage, meatballs, like that kind of stuff, like Italian Americans doing it up. Then so that's like an actual dinner meal, like, but we also have a lot of pickings and stuff too. For New Year's, my mom, for the last a couple years now, it's been a while now, she's been kind of like running the show New Year's. And the way she does it is she does a whole bunch of pickings. She'll get like a dozen or so different cans of preserved things, like olives, artichoke hearts, peppers, like even like pickled mushrooms, like all sorts of stuff. Like it's really
like a charcuterie board,
but she'll put it all out in bowls, and then she'll put out a bunch of like sliced meat, and then she'll make like
charcuterie bowls.
Take that,
oh
Panera.
My God.
Write that down. Put that on the menu.
Fuck you.
It's just literally like a bread bowl filled with a bunch of like tiny pieces of cheese. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's fancy. Eat it.
Eat it, you stupid fucking
It's just
animal.
There's bite into it. It's so dry. No, my mom does that though, and then she'll do like the brie wrapped in the pastry dough and bake it, or she'll do with a little bit of jam.
That's so much effort for New Year's. Like,
she's a special woman. I tell you, she does.
We're so used to our parents not being like in the U.S. most of the time for New Year's and Christmas, that we would always just. I remember one year we got Panda Express on Christmas.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you something.
It was awesome.
Like, that actually does sound kind of lit. Like, Panda Express.
It's nice. You don't have
listen.
To
if you've never had Panda Express before, because you've kind of scoffed and be like, that's low quality. Except for all of our Asian viewers. All right, I get it. Okay, we know Asian American food is a fucking joke. I get it. All right, but if you're an American, and you've not had Panda Express before, like me, I didn't have Panda Express for like years living up here in Orlando, where there are Panda Expresses everywhere, until I had Panda Express. What the fuck was I was missing so much.
Yeah, you're missing out.
Those honey walnut shrimp are
the honey walnut shrimp, the orange chicken.
Oh my God.
The flavor.
Pretty good.
Like, listen, nobody's saying it's authentic fucking Chinese food, right?
Yeah.
But it's like Chipotle. It's like when people are like, ugh, that's not Mexican food. It's like, nobody said that, but it's good fucking food. Go eat it.
Yes. Like, remember a Christmas, was it A Christmas Story? Chevy Chase? No.
I never watched
No, it's A Christmas Story. A Christmas Story is the one with the kid in the bunny suit. You'll shoot your eye out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And they go to the Chinese restaurant on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, because it's open.
And they cut the head off the duck right in front of everyone, and she screams.
Oh, fuck. I don't remember that.
Fucking insert that clip right here.
I used to watch that movie, but in Spanish, because my dad would always put it on, and it was always Spanish dub.
That movie, dude.
And I don't.
That movie is that scene specifically at the Chinese restaurant. It's
What's
so
your favorite?
fucking funny.
What is your favorite Christmas movie?
My favorite Christmas movie.
Yeah, what's your favorite Christmas movie?
Man, that's tough. I like Christmas Vacation a lot. Okay, like a lot.
That's the one where the old lady dies, right?
Yeah, no, that's the one where that's the one with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, that's where she dies. The grandma dies in the.
She doesn't.
Is that
Nobody
not
dies
it?
in that. No, that's the wrong movie.
Yes, the grandma dies.
Nobody
What am I
dies in that
thinking
movie.
of? Sport, I swear to God, you're thinking of. Oh no, I'm thinking of like Great Family Road Trip or something. Hold on, let me
Yes,
Google
you're thinking
this.
of the wrong one. Nobody dies in that movie. Okay, wait, we're going on a tangent. My favorite Christmas movie, I really do like Christmas Vacation a lot, okay?
Which one's that one?
That's the one with Chevy Chase.
Christmas Vacation?
Christmas Vacation. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh, okay. So,
dun,
I think it's
dun.
the same series. The one I'm thinking of is National Lampoon's Vacation.
Yeah, all of those movies are fucking hysterical. The one where they go to
I
Europe, the one where they
see.
go to California, they're all fucking. The one where they go to Las Vegas, they're all fucking hysterical. The Las Vegas one is.
National Lampoon's the one where the grandma dies.
Yeah, we should do those in a movie night on the Discord, like
should
all the
do
Chevy
those
Chase
movie
movies,
night.
like in a row. Oh my god, comedy was different back then.
Really was. You could kill old people.
Yeah.
Nobody cared.
Nobody got offended back then.
But
And
yeah,
if
I've never
people
seen
got
the
offended,
Christmas
nobody gave a
version of
shit.
that.
But anyway, I like Christmas Vacation a lot. I like Elf. Elf is good, but a lot of people just hate Will Ferrell movies. So it's like,
I hate Will Ferrell in general.
well, there you go.
I don't get the appeal. Like, why is that man funny?
I just like Zoe
Day
Deschanel in that movie, so
because she's hot, or because
because she has a wonderful singing voice in that movie.
do you listen to her music? Like, that's not. She has a Christmas album. Do you know that?
No, I didn't. I'm gonna listen to it.
She
though.
does. Wait. Let me Google this real quick too. Wait, hold on.
But yeah, I like I like a Christmas Vacation. That's got to be the one. That's got to be the one for me because it sticks out the most. That Charlie Brown Christmas
Wait,
is
I'm
kind
playing
of
the song. Am I allowed to do that?
no.
I'm playing it anyway.
Charlie Brown Christmas. Gurm.
Okay, hold on.
Recenter.
Okay, I
Gurm.
had to recenter. I had to
Recenter.
cut because I
Recenter.
started playing Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah,
Baby,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
Cold
Recenter
Outside.
and center.
Okay.
Charlie Brown Christmas is like a classic. Like that's one of those ones where it's like, okay, yeah, Charlie Brown Christmas.
You watch a lot of like weird movies that I've never like been inclined to see, I guess.
Really?
I've never wanted to watch Charlie Brown.
What about Rudolph? Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
That's the claymation one, right?
Yeah.
See, same with that. That freaked me out.
Yeah, it freaked me
hated how
out
it
too. I
looked.
hated those too. But
Yeah, the
for
Jack
some
Frost
reason, the
guys
parents
were too.
put them on, you know? They were like, oh, the kids will love this. Like, the Jack Frost one really fucking messed me up. I don't like that one.
Yes, dude, they're fucking weird.
I'm Mr. Snow Miser. Is it Snow Miser, Sun Miser? I don't remember.
Snow Miser, I think. And then there was the sun guy, yeah.
And the elf just wanted to be
Heat
a
Miser.
dentist. Remember?
Oh, God, yeah. But,
Well.
yeah, I think my favorite movies are more like, I guess, modern. Definitely The Grinch. Like, the one with Jim Carrey.
Oh, I like the original Grinch.
The hand-drawn one?
Yeah, I love that kind of animation too. I like when his
It's
little smile
really-
goes
yeah.
all the way
Mhm,
out
when it
like
curls.
that. Mm-hmm. That
looks
just
like a
makes me smile. I
fucking-
love seeing that shit. It's so good.
What does he look? He looks like a goblin. But yeah, that used to scare me.
I didn't like the Jim Carrey one
hand-drawn
at all. It really bothered me that it was all like real people looking. I didn't like that.
When was the last time you saw that movie?
I don't know, but it sounds like we're gonna watch it again soon.
You were gonna watch it.
Okay.
We will be watching that movie because that's my favorite movie. That one and
Mr.
Polar Express.
Grinch. Which the
I
other one?
watch Polar Express. I watch Polar Express.
Polar Express is-
holiday times.
Polar Express, when it first came out, was revolutionary as far as animation was concerned. And
Uh-huh.
I remember everybody freaking out because they could see, like, the eyeballs were glossy and you could see the reflection off of them and stuff. And they were
Yeah.
like, whoa. But,
Now it just looks okay. I feel like
just
it
looks-
didn't hold up.
yeah, it's like when you see the first Ice Age movie and you're like, is this before they rendered it?
Ooh. Yeah.
You're like, is this the
Like, this is
pre-written?
the
Is this
first
this is the
draft.
rough? This is the rough draft, right?
This is a
They're like,
rough
nah, this
draft,
played in
right.
theaters. You're like, really? This played in theaters? This this guy?
I've seen Finding Nemo.
I
don't
can
know
see
if
the
this is what they wanted
polygons.
to
Are you
go
sure?
with.
Is that? That's just the. Wait a minute. That's just the wireframe in the background. Don't ignore that. Ignore that.
Oh my God.
Early animation movies, other than Toy Story, like even early Toy. If you watch Toy Story 1, you can see how
it's
they
weird.
there's a lot of cut corner stuff, like where it's like they did what they had to do for the technology at the time. And mind you, it was revolutionary,
Right.
but like lots of glossy, smooth surfaces. You know what I mean? Toy Story
Well, yeah, 'cause-
literally animate a bunch of objects. And then you look at like the animation of the people, and it's freaky. Like
It's freaky, yeah.
it's so
weird.
bad because they didn't have like, and somebody please feel free to correct me in the comments below, but they didn't have like muscle structures under the fucking skin of the face. Okay.
No, I don't think they did.
They didn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't that advanced. Like if you look
They were
at
just
how they,
pulling
if you look at
the
how they do all the
humans.
Marvel movies now, where they do like the Hulk is actually muscle ligaments. There are this literally like it's
Yeah.
literally muscles, like individual strands of muscle, and then they
There's a
put
skeleton under there.
there's a skeleton, and then they cover the skeleton in muscles, and then they cover the muscles in skin. So when it moves the skin, you can see the muscles through the skin, like a real flexing arm would look like.
Like a real boy, Papa.
Like a real boy. Papa,
Real
tell
boy.
me, Papa, am I a real boy now? Am
It's
I
meant
finally
to be
a real boy? I can feel Papa. Pinocchio.
Pinocchio.
Did you ever watch
That's
Pinocchio as a
another
kid?
movie I've never seen.
You never seen Pinocchio?
Mm-mm.
Pretty good. I don't know. I like all those
Is it?
old, like, animated,
Disney
hand-drawn
classics?
Disney movies are pretty fantastic.
I am a huge Disney fan, but I've never seen those.
The hand-drawn movies are great.
Surprisingly.
I don't like that. I'm not a fan of 3D. I know it's weird. I don't like it. I love, now as like an adult, I have, like as a kid, I loved 3D animated movies. As an adult, I have such a greater appreciation for the hand-drawn stuff because I'm so tired of seeing this like 3D content just like shit out on like a daily basis. Like, and I know it's fantastic, like with Frozen and
I
stuff, they do a
guess.
really amazing job, but like, and it's a lot of effort, don't get me wrong, but there is something quite literally magical about like all of the hand-drawn animation in those old movies. And that was
that's
truly,
true.
that's a skill that is getting lost. Like I think like there are people out there still doing it, but like, I don't know. It's like everybody's going to school for computer animation now. And there's like,
Well, illustration is hard, and they get pushed
Illustration is
out.
hard.
Like,
I mean,
illustrators are not appreciated at all.
just look at the guy who did the scene where, that animation of, Steven Universe hugging himself and merging back into the body.
Yes.
That guy.
With the
guy.
with the white diamond. What is her name? White Diamond? I don't remember. Fuck. But yeah, that guy was insane.
Hold on. Wait for give me a second because I'm going to find this. Steven's
Wow.
Fusion. The guy's name is James Baxter. And James Baxter is a fantastic animator. And he's got a lot of videos on YouTube. Just like a handful of like the rough drawings from like Lion King, The Humpback of Notre Dame, Quasimodo, he worked on Beauty and the Beast. I mean, like this guy, he goes back and he worked on all of the major stuff. And it makes you think like, this one guy did all of this. How many people out there are actually like doing the real animation stuff? You know what I mean? It's like, it might not be as many people as you think.
Everybody animates a little bit of it. Like, it's not just like he did all of that, right?
He did the animation for Thumper.
The rabbit.
Yeah.
Monsieur Rabbit. I never watched that movie either.
I'm going to send this to you.
I've seen it. I've seen her.
No. This whole video? This whole channel?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
What's his channel?
Yeah. James Baxter.
Yeah, this is where I found his pencil for the Steven Universe thing, I'm pretty sure.
That's it.
Look, he has an animated N for N, and then you cut there, and the podcast just ends.
No, stop. Stop it. Stop it right now. Stop it. Get some help. So yeah, that we were talking about, to go take it back, to kind of wrap it up, to bring us back to center. We were talking about holidays. We talked about Christmas.
Yeah.
New Year's.
Mm-hmm.
New Year's is always really interesting because, well, for my family, it's a lot of trying to kill time. And so my family, for a couple of years in a row, we did a poker game every New Year's. And I won one year using my wonderful wits of just acting like I had no idea what I was doing the entire time. And it was so convincing that they thought it was true.
Or just being a himbo.
Yeah. I mean, it was like 60% true. And I won. I took all of it. Full house, whatever the terms are. I got all the chips. But yeah, we do a poker game, and then my mom does, I was telling you, my mom does all of those picking. Like, all the stuff, like the pesto tortellini and roasted this and stuff like that.
Do you guys do like when it hits midnight, like, hug each other?
Yeah,
grapes,
we all
make a wish.
Yeah, we all hug each other and everything, and then
my mom used to have this really weird tradition. I don't know why, but she would go and do a lap around the house with a suitcase.
That's
because it was supposed to
what?
It was supposed to promote like traveling. Yeah.
I mean, manifest your dreams, girl. Go off.
They would do that, and then she would get grapes. I think it was like 6 grapes, and you would have to eat them all. And there was a bunch of other weird stuff that she used to do that I don't know. It's something about giving someone $1 so that you would have money for the whole year. It was like a lot of weird stuff. Yeah, I mean it worked because they would always travel to Mexico, I guess, even though those were like.
I mean, they planned it, so
It's true. They
planned it the year before. They knew they were gonna travel. The suitcase around the house did fuck all.
I remember I was like, please don't do it. I'm glad she did. My mom's insane. I'm my mom, basically.
You guys do champagne on New Year's ever?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we did champagne, but we always had the fake champagne for the kids.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Our parents just gave us champagne.
You ever have the fake champagne? Will you ever have a kid and like act like you're drunk because you had too much apple juice, you know?
No. Alcohol was really accessible to us at any time.
Well, not everyone was your family, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, my little sister on I think it was last New Year's. It was, she turned 21 that following March. Yeah. And I could not get her to get the champagne. She was like, no, I have the non-alcoholic. I'm like, girl, you got 3 months left. Loosen up. You're going to be all right. It's going to be okay. You can have a little champagne.
Yeah.
You can have a little champagne. She might have actually had champagne. I don't know. It's just, for me, I kind of looked at not having alcohol until 21, not as like oh my God, it's illegal, taboo, but more as like a self-control thing. And I also looked at it as, I know the human brain is not done developing until like around 21. So yeah. I figured, I want to have a long life of, I can't tell you what color the shirt I wore yesterday was. Nor can I tell you, I really can't tell you most of what I did yesterday. I can't remember. So that's me. And I try to take care of my brain while it was still developing. Imagine if I had Arts Aiken and college drinking and stuff.
Brain damage from alcohol is like, you have to get drunk.
I guess.
To fuck yourself up. Like, that's how pot is, I think, too. I'm not sure, though. I don't know anything about that.
Yeah.
All I know is we were allowed to have, like, one little plastic glass of champagne for New Year's.
Yep, plastic glass. Horrible. And then they wash the little plastic glasses and put them back away. Maybe that's an Italian thing. Look, they're like all cracked and shit from like the last 18 years they've been used. It's like, could you just throw these fuckers out? I'll use a solo cup. I don't need the little plastic thing where the fucking base falls off.
They're $1 at Aldi.
You literally cheers with the little thing and the little flat. Everybody taps the things together, but all the little plastic bases disconnected just fucking hit the floor.
Breaks. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the floor's covered. It's like
falling apart.
I think I don't know. My grandfather might have gotten the good champagne glasses down for last New Year's, but I'm pretty sure. Well, I can tell you what happened after everybody went home. I may or may not have had more champagne in a solo cup, but that's just me specifically. We can't let that bottle go to waste, you know?
Right.
That's quality champagne I didn't pay for.
It's true.
You know what
And
I mean?
it's free.
It's free.
It's free alcohol, man.
Exactly. I have a weakness around the holidays. It's sangria. I think Christmas last year, my aunt, the one that brings the stuffing for Thanksgiving, she brought sangria, and I may or may not have gotten. I mean, I'm a little drunk. I may have gotten a little drunk. Oh, just a little tiny bit. Not like I can't feel myself. Everything's numb. No, but like I was like loud and opinionated. You know what I mean? Louder and more. Okay, let me correct. Louder and more opinionated than I usually am, because I'm like default loud and opinionated. Like, yeah. My mom was like, how much sangria did you have? And I was like, don't worry about it. As I put the solo cup back out to my face, hide behind my fucking cup of alcohol. Don't worry about it, Mom.
Interesting.
What?
Sangria is just
wine and fruit. Wine and fruit,
right? Yeah.
That's why I like it so much. Because you get drunk and it's healthy.
Well, I don't know if it's healthy. I wouldn't go that far.
It's not healthy at all. It's not. But that's the only time I only drink. I don't drink really. I just drink.
It's socially for you.
Yeah, no, not even socially. Like I'm not even really comfortable if I go over to like a friend's house and they're like, "Hey, you want a beer?" It's like, is it like an interesting beer, or is it just like fucking Bud Light?
You need the Goose IPA.
No, dude, like IPA tastes like fucking
duck
piss.
In this beer.
People who are like, dude, try this IPA. It's so good. Dude, the flavor's so good. You take it literally is like licking a fucking car tire. It's like, why?
I think I've had
people who think IPA is good have dead fucking taste buds. I'm convinced.
True. You don't love yourself if you can drink beer in general.
I listen, I'm down for like a Corona with a lime wedge in it. Okay? Like an ice cold Corona with a lime wedge in it.
You're disgusting.
I'm disgusting?
You're disgusting. It's true.
It's true. I guess it's true.
It's true.
Well, this has been fun, huh?
Has been talking about traditionals, and you know what we didn't talk about? Opening Christmas presents, but I think everybody knows what that's like.
I don't know it.
It's so much to go over for holidays. Like, it's a lot.
It is. We could talk about Christmas presents on like another podcast, maybe.
You could.
That's like a whole podcast.
Year round. Christmas is year round. It's official.
Yeah, Christmas in July. You ever hear about that?
Christmas in July? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. It's some bullshit they do in Southwest Florida as like a tourism thing. They call it Christmas in July.
God damn it, Florida. All right, wrap it up. Wrap it up, Florida.
Well, this has been fun. Guys, if you enjoyed this podcast, you can leave a like down below and a comment to say hi. We'd appreciate the comments. We like to see them. If you didn't like the podcast,
give us your thoughts, you know?
Yeah, give us your thoughts. If you didn't like the podcast, leave a dislike and then comment and tell us why. We can ignore you. And subscribe, share, hit the bell, all the things. Anything else, Grim?
Yeah, can you specifically direct your comments at the person that you're talking to? Because it would mean the world to me if I could read a hate comment that was directed just for me and not for Spor.
Yeah, and vice versa. And also, if you have any specific questions for either of us, put them down in the comments and say who the question is for, and we'll get to them if they're there, if they exist.
You don't have to do that. You can just ask us in general. We'll probably both answer anyway. It's fine.
Yeah, sure. All right.
It's true. All right.
Bye.
Bye.